Matt Moore. 1st and 10 with Bush in the backfield. Broken up. Nice defensive play right there by Chris Harris. He is undrafted out of Kansas. Palmer.
Tipped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Chris Harris. The rookie out of Kansas.
Behalf. He just puts a little too much air on that football.
He's thrown it into tighter windows than that today.
Chicago must get to the Denver 38. Haney out of the shotgun. Fires downfield, and it is nearly picked off by Chris Harris.
Two receivers each side. Brown stays in the block. Rivers throws. Intercepted again. Chris Harris.
To a slot receiver on some kind of an option route. You're counting on him crossing face. I thought Royals stopped on the route, and it cost.
Rivers going left, and it's intercepted by Chris Harris, who's all the way home. What a comeback for the Broncos.
That's Eddie Royal again. But take a look at it right here. I don't know what the route Eddie Royal is running here. He breaks to the outside. He gets undercut. You got to put that on Phillip Rivers. You got to see throws.
Steps up, runs time, far side of the field, and complete pass broken up by Chris Harris over there and intended for Hawkins.
Ball underneath open.
Flacco. Throwing. Intercepted on the far side of the field. Chris Harris down the sideline. Flacco trying to catch him, and he won't get there. What a turnaround.
Butt off to try to make this tackle, but he underthrows that ball to Anquan Bolden. Doesn't see Chris Harris undercutting the route. And an unbelievable error by Joe Flacco, who now has 3rd and 4.
Flacco going to roll to his left and loft it for Bolden. Knocked down by Chris Harris. Flacco on 3rd and 3, throwing, batted down.
That was almost, and I mean almost, intercepted.
Chris Harris with the diving block.
He looked like he had, it would have been an unbelievable interception. Oh, he came close.
3rd and 8 out of the gun. Flacco fires over the middle, and it's picked off. Chris Harris at the 24-yard line.
And inside, here we go. He's undercut this route. And so the thin receiving core, we see it already. No Jacoby Jones. You get a little braver against the set 37-year-old Brandon Stokely. And Chris Harris gets him again.
Picked him off and ran it back.
Encounters against his younger brother. And here's Eli to start the quarter, trying to find Randall, and the Broncos say they came up with it. Chris Harris, a diving attempt off the deflection, is broken up by Tony Carter. Watch the ball now. Carter does a great job stepping in front of this one. And does it hit his foot? Yes, it hits the back of his heel. Never hit the ground and lands right in the arms of Chris Harris.
2 free agent players for the Denver Broncos. Talked about that.
And intercepted by Denver. Chris Harris was his 3rd interception of the season. Fell down.
Yeah, Pierre Garçon, he's trying to come out of the break. He falls. Chris Harris right there to make a play on it. The Denver Broncos, Tom, in the lineup, but we have not seen a whole lot of them, as Dan mentioned. Schaub on 3rd and 10. Knocked away. Harris makes the play for Denver. Andre Johnson, the intended receiver.
By the Broncos on this last series. Johnson trying to get away from Harris, gets a little tug on the jersey there.
Go in the loss. 2nd and 7. Good piece of tackling by Chris Harris. On him right away for a loss of 2.
Well, if there's a team in the NFL should be good.
And the audio level of the crowd here as he fires it in the air and he's picked off. He's picked off by Harris. Chris Harris Jr. And the Denver defense comes up with another big play here in the 4th.
Yes. It was talked about that at halftime. Watching on the outside, top of your screen. Beautiful job. Understanding what you have to do.
Gerald, but he came back and makes a play on 3rd down. They fake it to Taylor, floated toward the end zone, and broken up. Good coverage downfield. Some strong defenses, and the Denver Broncos have had to face him. Fitzgerald had it, lost it, no catch. And that was knocked out by Chris Harris. And it's the work of Harris that spoils an Arizona 1st down. That's a good throw by Drew Stanton, and one that you don't see Larry Fitzgerald not bring in very often. But right at the last minute, Chris Harris.
And 122 receiving yards.
Is incredible straight ball.
Ooh, and look at Bolden taking care of the blocking. Chris Harris.
They talk about Chris Harris as being maybe the most competitive guy on this defense. He had all the injury problems that he had to overcome. He just loves to compete. Probably physically not the greatest.
This time it looks like they're going to stay back and play pass coverage.
Pass is intercepted. It's Chris Harris. Going in the direction of Keenan Allen.
He slipped in.
Over to Landry, almost picked off. Would have been
clear. 14 and right there at 37. Henderson the block at the right tackle. This is Horton and intercepted. It's picked off by Chris Harris, the top-rated cornerback in pro football. Dancing with Bryce Brown, out of bounds at about the 41. Harris has come up with his 3rd interception.
They got to get better around Kyle Orton.
2nd 5, staggers free, down he goes. Chris Harris Jr. brings him down. It's a
knocked down, incomplete, and that's Harris denying Moncrief. Smith. Covered way, and it's intercepted by Harris, who breaks the tackle, and another one. Finally brought down by Grubbs.
Cooper has almost been a no-show. With just 2 catches today. Miller is back on the field. His card thrown, and that's incomplete at midfield, broken up. Carr over the middle, intercepted by Chris Harris Jr., and there he goes.
You'll see here, crossing right here, crossing right here. Neither one is looking. You have a tight end that's sitting down in the middle. Carr floats it in the middle. He thinks he's going to hit one of those crossing routes, and neither one of them was looking for the football.
Off in time. McCarron looking down the middle for A.J. Green. Great play by Harris to break it up.
Great play against one of the best in all of football. Speed gets it done. It's a post pattern. And A.J. Green, the most feared deep ball receiver in football, can't bring it home. 3rd and long, another premier pass rush opportunity for Denver. Expect zone
guarded here by Harris Jr. 3rd and 10. Incomplete. As they were going back to Amendola, Harris shifted over to Amendola. And he'll make at the 6-minute mark. They fake to Jackson. The pass to Edelman, and the stick right away by Harris. And the Denver defense gets the ball back for the Broncos.
Chris Harris stays in position to make the tackle and stop the 4th down play.
Remember, Tim Tebow had led him to a playoff win. Jettisoned him. That's tipped in the air, and it's picked off at the 43-yard line.
4-man rush, and the ball slips out of his hand. No whistle.
In the 3rd quarter. Foul for ICT on the play.
They pick up the flag. Chris Harris wound up with the ball, but he and everybody else on the field apparently thought this was just an incomplete pass. We didn't hear any whistles. Jalen Strong, and here comes another big hit by Chris Harris, and that will end the game fittingly.
Throw together. Very evenly matched game to this point. Bortles going through the air. That pass deflected and intercepted. It's Chris Harris Jr. for Denver. Another bad break for the Jags. Harris still going across the 45. Nearly goes head over heels. A return of champions. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Pass is picked off the hands of Bryant into the arms of Harris. Still going. And he gets brought down inside the 25. And the no-fly zone. The Broncos secondary plays on him, and this is one that Des Bryant should catch. It was a well-thrown ball. He put his hand position in kind of a strange spot to try to make that catch, but nevertheless, ball comes through the hands. It's in the air. Harris, who's in a trail position, is there and makes a play on the ball. 15th career pick for Chris Harris.
Cutler, short drop, going deep. And it's going to be picked off. It was intended for Stills, and Chris Harris on his feet coming back. So the Broncos giving the Dolphins a dose of their own medicine right now.
On the outside, you see this depth right here, and he said that depth is going to give me an opportunity. He doesn't bite on the bottom, the double move, but look at the eyes, the concentration, the body control.
Penalty marker down. This one up the middle and is caught. No, dropped. Intended for Jermaine Kearse. Let's check the flag. The 7. Brandon Marshall, the veteran, is in at wide receiver. And here's Russell Wilson ad-libbing and firing, and it's knocked away. Good defensive play by Chris Harris Jr.
And, it's Todd Davis. He runs up there and forces Russell Wilson not to scramble, but to throw that ball away. And the best inside cover man in the business in Chris Harris Jr. has great coverage in the back of the end zone.
The backfield. Russell Wilson on third down in trouble, and down he goes, and it's going to be Chris Harris Jr. who tripped him up.
How much it helps him with a complex offense like this. 2nd and 6, pulls it out of the belly, and again unable to connect with Kelsey, covered by Chris Harris Jr.
Man-to-man getting on him. It's the run-pass option. Physical with the big receiver. And then undercutting, getting that hand in there on the big receiver.
Blitz coming. Pass is picked off. Harris. Chris Harris got a lane to the end zone for the touchdown. 2nd of the game for this Denver defense. Come across the out route there. You see the J.J. Nelson, he stops because of the contact that he's anticipating. And as a quarterback, you just...
Still a very good unit. 2nd and 20. Rivers bobbled, throws, and it's intercepted. The timing was off, and Chris Harris Jr. just made Rivers pay.
Tim needs it. 3rd and 3. And intercepted. That'll bring out a smile. Harris to the 43 of Pittsburgh.
And you hear this crowd. You want to get him back into the game? Get him.
On 1st down. Incomplete. That's Harris. Had a hand.
Wow, great coverage by Harris. And that's going to be a tough matchup. They're going to have to get Schuster or AB inside.
Trubisky. And the pass is broken up nicely by Chris Harris.
And sitting in the meetings, Matt Nagy said, I know everybody wants to talk about Vic Fangio being old school, and he's not going to change. Here's a change right off the bat. 25, shadowing.
Mariota in the shotgun. Nice time over the middle. It's picked off. It's Chris Harris on the return. And Harris
Harris caught from behind with a flag down. Here by Marcus Mariota.
You know, he's looking to his left, then he comes back to his right. Once he does that, zone coverage, those guys don't.
Play fake. Tannehill throwing, broken up. Intended for A.J. Brown. It was Chris Harris on the coverage.
2nd and 4. Mack remains in there. They bring the rush. Colts handle it. Brissett. The ball was tipped. He was trying to get it to T.Y. Hilton, and Chris Harris, as we know, is a blanket 4-time Pro Bowler, and that's a matchup we'll probably see throughout the day.